Hello there. My name is Shauna, and this is my stage 4 thymoma story. First, I'm just going to start this video out with saying that God makes all things work for the good to those who believe in His name. So I'm going to approach this without fear. I've been procrastinating on this video for some time now, up until tonight. So I'm going to tell you how they find the thymoma first. Um, I'll start with the stats. Thymoma, there is 1 in 1.5 million people diagnosed every year with thymoma, which comes out to around 4 to 500 people every year in the United States, which makes it really rare. And which makes it even more rare is that it's a stage 4, which means it has spread, and only 30% of thymomas spread. So let's rewind back to November. Matter of fact, October. I wasn't feeling good. I was feeling down, and like everybody knows, there's a pandemic going around. Thought maybe I had corona. Went, got a test, negative. So I wasn't feeling good for about 4 or 5 days. After that, started feeling better during the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Saturday, I woke up and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't, not that I couldn't breathe, but I couldn't inhale like a deep breath. I couldn't get a full breath. So, and I was having some pain on my left side. So I'm like, all right, I get the heating pad out. I'm not stressing it. I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm thinking because I was sick, maybe. I don't know. So by Sunday, I couldn't even tie my shoes. Like it was bad. The pain was bad. I couldn't lay on my side, anything. So I'm like, all right, now it's time to go to urgent care and find out what's going on. So I take myself to urgent care. Um, Nurse practitioner sends me for CAT scan. Go to CAT scan, come back, I'm waiting. Finally, the nurse practitioner comes back in and he says to me, okay, well, the reason why you're having pain is because you have a pleural effusion, which your lungs, there's a protective membrane around your lungs. And in between that membrane and my actual lung was some fluid. And that's what was causing the pain that I couldn't get my full breath and the pain on my side. So he's like, I'm going to prescribe you some steroids that should resolve the issue. So, in addition to that, he tells me you also have a mediastinal tumor, which means where your thymus gland is, there's a tumor there. Um, there was a bunch of different possibilities that I could have this in the paper, carcinoma and a bunch of other medical terms. So I'm like, excuse me, sir, can you put that into layman's terms? Do you think that I have cancer, possibly have cancer? He said, well, that's what this says. And he rereads straight from the paper. So I really don't understand. And he's like, well, so you should definitely follow up. Doesn't give me a follow up with who, but I know of a pulmonologist, a great pulmonologist in my area. God bless his heart. He's a great man. Um, so I call him, I get an appointment right away. He comes in, he looks at it, he says, yeah, you do have mediastinal mass. You do have a small pleural effusion, but how are you feeling since you took the steroids? I said, oh, I'm great, I'm back normal, whatever. He said, look, I'm going to refer you to a thoracic surgeon so that they can look at this mass that's here and you can follow up with it. So I get the appointment for the thoracic surgeon. I go see him. He looks at, in the meantime, I had a PET scan. So he looks at that and he says, yes, you have a mediastinal tumor. It could be benign. Some of them are benign, but we would still want to, or it could possibly be a thymoma, which I've never heard of. I don't even know what that is. So he goes, the treatment for that is a thymectomy, which they remove your thymus gland. And then I asked him, like, oh, if they take it out, what's going to happen to my immune system? Am I going to be sick? He's like, no, you know, how your thymus works is by the time you're done with puberty, it's done doing its job. It's already created all these cells, and then those cells just keep replicating and replicating, and that's how your immune system stays strong. And all this, and he assures me like taking the thymus out is not going to affect anything. Your thymus is already done. By the time you're 60, is gone. So, at this point, your thymus should be shrinking and it's not really active. It's not doing anything. So they scheduled me for surgery on November 18th. This is 2021. I go in for the surgery, come out of the surgery. Still didn't see any doctor or anything. So a gentleman comes in and he says, I am your surgical assistant. I was there when he did your surgery. So I said, oh, great. Did he take the thymus out? And he goes, well, no, we couldn't when we deflated your lung, because that's what they do. They make 4 incisions. They go in with the camera, their tools, and they deflate the lung so that they can get to the thymus. He goes, we saw some metastases. So when he says that, I'm like, I know that word. I know that that means cancer. So I'm like, wait a minute, I have cancer? So he's like, you know what? And he's like, don't worry, the doctor will be in the morning and he'll see you. But no, we didn't take the thymus gland out. Let him explain that to you. So at that point, I couldn't even stress about anything because I was so out of it from anesthesia and pain medicine. I was just like, okay, back to sleep. So the doctor comes to see me, and he goes, yeah, Shona, when we deflated your lung, I saw small lesions on your pleura, which again is that membrane where I have the pleural effusion at, your diaphragm, and your chest wall, as well as the tumor on your thymus. So I did not remove it. What I did was I took samples of each, so basically a biopsy, and I sent them out, but it's holiday time. It was right before Thanksgiving, and he said, probably won't have no results for a couple weeks. So when you come to your post-op, I'll have, the results. So I go to I'm healed from the surgery. Surgery was awful. Healing was awful. Um, go to my post-op, and he comes in and he goes, okay, Shona, so it is a thymoma. And I'm like, okay, is that cancer? And he goes, well, it's cancer, but it's not cancer. It behaves like a cancer. At that point, I felt a detachment. Like, I didn't feel any emotions. It was just like, okay, well, what do I do? Like, how do we get rid of it? Like, it was almost like it was a skin rash. And like, okay, well, give me the medicine and then it's gone. Like, nothing really registered. My mom's sitting next to me. She was like in a panic. So we're asking questions, and he's like, we don't do that type of surgery here. You probably have to go somewhere else. You need to see an oncologist. So, like, all right, we leave from there. On the way home, and mom's like stressing. Start thinking about, oh my God, I have kids, and so much things are running through my head, but I'm still emotionless. So, um, after that, I go to see an oncologist, and he tells me, and this is weeks after now, December maybe. He tells me, okay, well, it's a stage 4, which that just means that it spread outside of the primary tumor, which is the tumor in the thymus gland. It's in these other areas. So it's a stage 4 type A thymoma. He explains to me that the recipe is chemotherapy. If they can shrink it, surgery, and depending on what stage they can get it to, will determine if there's going to be radiation after. So after I leave from there, I'm like, oh God. Now you're like, oh, like, is this the right thing to do? Should I do chemo? Is there some other way I can treat this? Still not feeling like this is real. So it was a lot of on the fence. And as everybody knows with cancer, you can't stay on the fence too long. Time is not on your side when it comes to things like that, especially when you're in a stage 4. Because the next thing that comes is unresectable, which means inoperable, and then it's just a matter of time. So, I went and got a second opinion, which matched the first opinion. So, I canceled one time the chemo, and then, now I'm doing a vegan, gluten-free diet. Um, I'm sure it's not going to harm. It's definitely going to help a little bit. It's not going to cure cancer, but it could help my situation. So on my end, that's what I could do immediately. So I finally made an appointment. Tomorrow is my first appointment. I go at 9:15. I'm going to see the oncologist. My infusion is scheduled for 10 a.m. So that's what's going on right now in my life. But I want to just speak about feelings for a second. Because some people I know, they get angry. Why me? My question is not so much why me, it's like, why now? You know, in the back of your head, you're always like, you have this picture of what cancer looks like. And it'll happen later in life if it happens. And, expect to be sick if you have cancer. And I really wasn't sick. So, my biggest concern would be my children and my loved ones, the people that, if this doesn't work out, how are they going to deal with the situation? Not so much as even myself. But what I keep in my mind every day is that God is intentional and He doesn't make any mistakes. There is a purpose in everything that happens. So that has brought me some type of peace. It's like, this could be a lesson or this could be a ticket home, like one or the other. But sometimes when I'm alone and I'm listening to music, I cry about it. But the biggest thing for me mentally has been motivation, because it's hard to make a when you don't know what to expect. It's hard to make a plan for tomorrow or next week or next month or 6 months from now or next year or this summer. Like, it's hard to make a plan for that, even on a day-to-day basis, because you don't know whatever is coming next. So there has been days where I haven't wanted to even get out of bed. I think about the physical changes, how that's going to affect the people around me, how that's going to affect myself. I'm trying to get it out of my head that I'm going to go get chemo and I'm going to be sick. I'm trying to look at it as I'm going to heal the inside. Although the outside may not look healthy during this period of time, I'm going to heal the inside. And the outside will eventually catch up throughout this. Losing my hair, that's going to be, that may be a big thing. And for me, I've decided that I'm going to be rid of it. Everybody says, wait, 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 you don't know if it's going to come out. Well, I asked my doctor and I said, look, doc, keep it 100 with me. Is the hair going to fall out? And, his nurse practitioner told me, Shauna, I'm not going to lie to you. 97% of people that are on your regimen lose their hair. So for me, it would be devastating to lose patches of hair. I mean, it'll be shocking and hard to deal with maybe at first if I was to shave it off. But for me, it's like I made a decision. It's kind of like, oh man, I crashed my car, but it's my car, so I crashed my car. But if you crash my car, it's a totally different feeling. So it's like if I take it off, yeah, it's gone, but I did it. It's not like it was taken away from me, because a lot of things are going to change, and maintaining, not even so much as maintaining control, but some type, yeah, that's what it is, maintaining some type of control over my life. I'm going to take it off, and that'll be another video that I'll show you guys, and I'll show you, I have lots of head wraps and wigs and my eyelashes. But other than that, like, I have my infusion in the morning. I'm up kind of late right now doing this video because this is something I procrastinated on. I really don't do this, but I thank God that there's a platform that I could put my story out there. I looked up a lot of videos and vlogs about cancer, and I found a lot, but I didn't find a lot about a thymoma. And realm of cancer is somewhat similar all the time, but when you can find exactly what you're going through, it may answer some questions that are not answered otherwise. I want to thank everybody who's ever made a vlog about their cancer journey, because I found a lot of answers that I couldn't even get from my doctor through these vlogs. And just know that they're not in vain and you are helping people. And I hope that I can help people. And as well as helping others, this will help me and give me some motivation when I'm feeling down, maybe. As far as tomorrow, I don't know what to expect. So that's the only thing that's pretty scary, is that I don't know what, but it's like prepping up for battle, and you've been prepping and like now it's time to go. And it's like excitement and hesitation, fear, happiness, all wrapped in one. So, everything happens for a reason. And I'm just trying to see the brighter things in all this. Um, if it's one thing that I know that I've gained and I hope to continue to gain, is more faith and bring me closer to God, because I'm not mad about it. It's something that happens. I've been chosen to experience this and to share it, and that's what I'm gonna do. So until next time, love and light.